This meeting is being recorded.
What's up?
How we doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
Great. I'm on hold right now been on hold for like an hour for this electrician for my new lease. I just hung up. It's so frustrating. I'm gonna
I
see if
get it.
let me see if Liz is coming. No. And Luke. Perfect. We got some great ones to go over today. I'm fired up about it. Erica,
Hi,
how's it going?
going really well. How are you?
Really good.
Yeah.
Amazing. This is perfect because you guys too both are pretty new as well. So this will be y'all's first Mindset Monday call, I think, right?
Yeah, first time joining.
Amazing. How's Coach Luca doing? You doing good?
Great. Yeah, he's great. He's awesome. Easy to talk to.
He's a study.
Very
He
chill.
100%. He loves it. He's like a
Yeah.
nerd. He's such a nerd. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Kevin, how you doing?
Good, good. How you been?
Good. Been good. Been good. I know you've been just that same little stiffness and everything, and it's quite the process, but I'm excited. That's why I'm so excited for you to be here today, because we have
All
some
right, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
great videos to go over. I actually have three I want to go over, three videos today, but I know Luke's about to hop on. And did you have a chance to watch that video I sent you, Kevin?
Which one?
The good one?
Oh, the last one you sent me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really
Okay.
motivational for sure.
Good.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right. So we're gonna watch the first one in a sec. So for the people that are new, what we do is we just go over, some videos, right? And we kind of talk about it, right? Because as you guys know, 90% of the injury recovery process is mental, right? And it's such a battle. I was chatting with Kevin about this the other day. I mean, it's such a lonely world when you're injured, right? It's just I feel like it's just you against everybody else, right? It's just yourself. You can't relate to many people, right? And there's a lot of joy that can be taken away from you. I know Erica, you are ready to get you back playing volleyball, right? And being that
Yeah.
just taken away from you is so sad, right? And it's hard. But the biggest thing that I want to instill is like, how can we look at adversity as an opportunity, right? If we can instill that, then there's no way you can lose in life in that, right? Because it really is. If we can look at this as like, okay, this is an opportunity for me to come back and be better than before. It's an opportunity for me to come back and, inspire other people, right? But the way I respond to this, the way I come back, because you always got people looking at you. And I feel like if you really look at life and adversity that way, you can only win, so that's the reasoning for this Mindset Monday call. But Liz, how's it going?
Hello there. How you doing, mate?
Doing great. Doing great. How about you, Luke? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great too.
Amazing. How's the job going?
It's going sick, dude. Yeah, just grinding this
Amazing.
weekend.
Amazing. We'll have to chat later about a few things. I want to chat with you later about a few things. Talk some business. But all right, so I'm gonna share my screen. So to set the stage of this video, I saw this the other day, but Muhammad Ali, debatably the greatest boxer of all time. He had a fight when he was 32 years old. He was fighting against this guy named George Foreman, who was at the time the heavyweight. I don't know if you guys know boxing very well, but he was the heavyweight, champion of the world. This is one of the few times Muhammad Ali was a major underdog, right? So he lost a few fights prior to that. Lost to the guy that George Foreman knocked out in the first rounds. And this fight kind of showed the greatness of Muhammad Ali, right? He was kind of past his prime. People were writing him off. George Foreman was killing everybody. So it was like 4-1 odds. That's how much of an underdog Muhammad Ali was. And this was his like press conference before the fight. I'm sure you've seen this, Luke.
who knocks out everybody and no one can whoop him. That's when that little Cassius Clay from Louisville, Kentucky came up and stopped Sonny Liston, the man who annihilated Floyd Patterson twice. He was going to kill me. But he hit harder than George. His reach was longer than George. He's a better boxer than George. And I'm better now than I was when you saw that 22-year-old undeveloped kid running from Sonny Liston. I'm experienced now, professional. Jaw's been broke, been lost, knocked down a couple of times. Bad. Been chopping trees. I done something new for this fight. I done wrestled with an alligator. That's right. I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. That's bad. Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick. Man, dude. Yeah. Fast. Last night, I cut the light off in my bedroom, hit the switch, was in the bed, the room was dark. Incredible. Fast. Incredible. And you, George Foreman, all of you chumps are going to bow when I whoop him. All of you. I know you got him. I know you got him picked, but the man's in trouble. I'm going to show you how great I am.
Yeah. So he basically, I mean, there's a few things there that I thought was really cool, but obviously his confidence level was just through the roof, right? His confidence level, right? His belief. You know, we talked about last week, manifesting, right? Speaking it into existence, like speaking out loud your goals. And that's just such a great representation of that. I mean, he was such a major underdog. And he's telling everybody that what he's about to do. And I love the line where he's like, I'm going to show you how great I am. You know, and I think that's so cool because we always have an opportunity, especially when we come back from an injury, to showcase how great you are. How great can you come back from this? You know, and I think about all the people that, you know, are, you know, so-called doubters, right? That people are like, you're never gonna be the same again. Also the people that believe in you, right? Like your family. Like my biggest believer, person I worked so hard for was my mom, my dad, who always just believed in me, you know, and proved them right. But it's so cool that that's what he was saying before the fight. And then here's that last round, and they're like, I mean, it's pretty funny. They're like gassed. They're just so gassed in this video.
Video techniques presentation worldwide. Ali working to the head of George Coleman. Ali scores again with a light left hand. And this time a straight left bounce the head back and forth. Coleman, it seems to be one or two, maybe three good punches. That punch taken on the glove round and so it goes. The heat is pretty high here, around 80 degrees. This man is devastating, to say the least. These punches are not in this particular time. Try to pull a sneaky right hand by Foreman is not effective. Right up against it, bounce the head a little bit. Punches will not hurt. Ali just takes the right hand. Another sneaky right hand. This time he works over the shoulder.
But yeah, so he won. But that was the first kind of video I wanted to showcase. But
what it was like to be poor. I remember.
But did you guys have? I just wanted to hear y'all's thoughts on that. I thought it was pretty cool. You know, like how he was so confident and he was making jokes like he's gonna wrestle. He's wrestling an alligator, tussle with a whale, handcuffs lightning. Like he, you know, it's pretty funny about it. But he just has so much confidence and self-belief when nobody else believed in him. He's like, I'm gonna show you guys how great I am. You know, I thought that was really, really cool. But yeah, what you think? What you think, Luke?
Yeah, I just was watching a Mike Tyson one, and he said, you have to be the champ before you become the champ. And it's like very similar where, you know, you put in all the inputs of like, I want to be someone whose knee is healthier. I'm going to start acting like that person. What does someone with a healthy knee do? They work out every day. They have a good diet. They believe that they can get there. And if you keep doing that over time, that's like pretty much the only way you'll get better. It does really start with belief because that changes your actions. Like if you believe you're someone who can come back, then you can. But if you don't, then you really can't. And I've just noticed that in the past, I'd say month, you know, rehabbing for 6 or 7 months, I think I was not believing that I could get better, you know, third time around. I'm like, I'm done. But just watching a lot of those videos and putting in the inputs, I think the past month I've been like, no, I can get back stronger than before, and that has made more of an impact than anything physical.
Yeah, I love it. And you talk about the inputs, like Alex Hormozy, like a formula. But yeah, no, 100%. I think there's like a, I don't know the exact numbers, but there was a group of people that, just did a study on like visualization too. And there was a group of people that would shoot 100 free throws, right? A group of people that would visualize 100 free throws, and then a group of people that would visualize 100 free throws and shoot 100 free throws. And basically what they found was over time, the group that visualized the 100 free throws and actually did it ended up having very similar scores later on, like over time. Just by visualizing it, it's almost the same as actually doing it. And then the group that visualized and did it was light years ahead of everybody. And it's like, wow, that's crazy that visualizing and really believing in something, it can come to be, But yeah, Liz, have you seen that? Have you seen that before? That video?
I have. Right, it
Nice.
ties in perfectly with manifestation, right? Because it's like this having this delusional belief that something will happen, so it must happen, right? Like there's just no denying it. Like if you just like actually truly believe and fully embody it, right, and act as if, then you're just taking little steps towards that. So 100%. Like there's like fake it until you make it. I don't like that one. So
Yeah.
I prefer be it until you see it.
I like it. I like that better. Be it until you see it.
Yeah.
Nice,
You can
nice,
act
amazing.
until it actually shows up in your reality.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And I'm gonna the next video I'm gonna showcase. We've seen this before, Luke and Liz. This is one that you really liked, Liz, with the Kobe Bryant one. We're gonna talk about this because we're all talking right now about, oh, just believe it and it's gonna happen. Obviously though, like, and Kobe talks about this, there is a reality to it, as well as that this does suck. It sucks. Like, I mean, Kevin, what you're going through is super hard, right? And it sucks. But I'll just play the video and you can hear from him instead. But here.
Right after you were injured, you went on Facebook and you posted a lengthy blog. Yeah, you know what this is?
Oh, yeah.
You said this.
You gonna read the whole thing?
Now, I'm going to read some of it. This is such BS. All the training and sacrifice just flew out the window with one step that I've done millions of times. The frustration is unbearable. The anger is rage. Why the hell did this happen? Makes no damn sense. Now I'm supposed to go back from this and be the same player or better at 35? How in the world am I supposed to do that? I have no clue. Do I have the consistent will to overcome this thing? Maybe I should break out the rocking chair and reminisce on the career that was. Maybe this is how my book ends.
Yeah.
Maybe Father Time has defeated me. Then again, maybe not. It's 3:30 a.m. My foot feels like dead weight. My head is spinning from the pain meds, and I'm wide awake. Forgive my venting, but what's the purpose of social media if I won't bring it to you real, no image? Feels good to vent, to let it out. To feel as if this is the worst thing ever. Because after all the venting, the real perspective sets in. There are far greater issues and challenges in the world than a torn Achilles. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Find the silver lining and get to work with the same belief, same drive, and same conviction as ever. One day, the beginning of a new career journey will commence. Today is not that day. If you see me in a fight with a bear, pay for the bear. That's Mamba mentality. We don't quit. We don't cower. We don't run. We endure and conquer.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's one of my favorites. I watch it. I've seen it like 20 times. And I still get chills like every time I watch it. But yeah, it's just cool because like he was saying, it feels good to vent, to let it out, and that's the reality of it. It sucks, right? When you're going through all these things. Like I mentioned you, Kevin, and Luke's been through. You guys have all been through a lot. This is a great group that we have right now in here. But I know Kevin, you've been through basically like hell the past like year and a half. and it's cool because he says it feels nice to let it out, and that's the reality of it. You can't just brush by it and live like we're in La La Land, okay, let's believe and it's going to happen, right? This isn't the case. No, it is the case. This is the reality of it. But it's cool because he talks about, but the reality is that there are far greater issues in the world, and that's kind of cool if you think about it. You put things in perspective like that, because it's like, wow, we are very fortunate, and you can't ever be down or upset when you're grateful, and in reality, I think it goes to show that you can be grateful for the situation that you have too, and yeah, it's just, then he talks about the mama mentality, right? The line of if you see me in a fight with a bear, pray for the bear, right? And that's just who he is, right? Find the silver lining. But yeah, I thought that was great. Anybody have any comments on that video?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it definitely is some good motivation, and I try to put myself in the perspective too, it could be worse. I'm able to work out, I'm able to get up out of bed every day and get to work, so I try to do, when I'm having rougher days, or I get out of bed and it's super stiff and it's been like this, Matt, for a year and a half. I still try to do kind of, remind myself hey, some people are stuck in a hospital bed and might not make it out or this or that. So I'm very fortunate to be able to even get on my backwards treadmill and make some progress, so the progress that I would have liked to become a lot sooner, but there is, I have a lot of hope still, at least,
Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yeah, and that's pretty cool when you think about it too. Forget, it was a former client, Edwin. He was talking about how it was the day before surgery. He was at church, and right in front of him, he saw somebody that is this person's head was shaved, and they were going through chemo right now. It was the day before surgery. He was feeling so down. He's like, "Dang, I have surgery. This is such a terrible situation." He saw that, and he was like, wow, I'm very blessed. He's like, this is just a knee, and it just reminded him of there are so many big issues in the world, right? And you can be grateful for your certain situation, right? But with your certain situation, let's attack it, and let's be the best version of yourself. If you're in a fight with a bear, Kevin, pray for the bear, right? Which I love that. Yeah, what do you think, Liz?
Oof. Well, I know that if you ground yourself in gratitude, any heavy load just automatically just becomes so much lighter, because there's so many things going on, but if you focus on the light, the darkness is not as dark anymore.
100%. It is crazy. It is crazy how gratitude is so powerful. What's that?
You really become invincible as well.
Yeah. 100%. It is
Well,
crazy.
because if you're you ground yourself in your gratitude and just become Ethan.
Oh, I think we're losing you.
Maybe my internet's a little wobbly. I'm somewhere in the countryside.
You're good. You're good. But yeah, no, it is crazy. It is crazy because gratitude changes everything. You really can't be sad and grateful at the same time. And I think that's so powerful. You can't be angry and grateful at the same time. You can't be, it's crazy too. You can't really be fearful and grateful at the same time. It's interesting. It is so powerful how much gratitude can change your certain situation. And I think, Erica, have you seen, I think everybody else might have seen this, but have you seen the Good video by Jocko?
No, I have not.
Oh, I guess we have to watch it. Let's go.
Let's do it.
And this is my number one favorite video of all time. So let me.
Miren esa
Oh,
belleza de Takis Fuego Mío. El spicy chicken de Wendy's con crushed Takis chips y un side de Fuego fries inspirado por Takis. Los real Takis fans lo aprueban. New Takis fan, suerte. Para una versión intensa on Takis, gotta be Wendy's.
I have to stop by Wendy's.
Direct support. It's one of my guys that worked for me. He would call me up or pull me aside with some major problem, some issue that was going on. And he'd say, boss, we got this and that and the other thing. And I'd look at him and I'd say, good. And finally, one day he was telling me about some issue that he was having, some problem. And he said, I already know what you're going to say. I said, well, what am I going to say? He said, you're going to say good. He said, that's what you always say. When something is wrong and going bad, you always just look at me and say good. And I said, well, yeah, when things are going bad, there's going to be some good that's going to come from it. Didn't get the new high-speed gear we wanted? Good. Didn't get promoted? Good. More time to get better. Oh, mission got canceled? Good. We can focus on the other. Didn't get funded. Didn't get the job you wanted. Got injured. Sprained my ankle. Got tapped out? Good. Got beat? Good. We learned. Unexpected problems? Good. We have the opportunity to figure out a solution. That's it. When things are going bad, don't get all bummed out. Don't get startled. Don't get frustrated. If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well, now you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
Nice. It's like initiation for anybody that, it's like their first time in this meeting. It's like, oh, we have to watch that. I think Luke's probably been in here and we've watched it probably like 5 times right now. Because there's always been like somebody new. It's like, oh, we have to watch it. But that's my favorite video because this was actually shown to me the day after I tore my ACL for the first time. This video was shown to me. My coach Sweeney, put it in the team meeting. He's like, I got a video of the day. And it really struck me because it really, impacted me because I'm like, wow, because I was so down and I thought that there was nothing worse. I couldn't play for the next 6 to 9 months or whatever. And I was like, wow, that's so crazy. Life is all about perspective. And you always have an opportunity to respond, right? And there's always going to be some good that comes out of it. And I felt like from that point on, it changed my whole perspective about that, like about adversity, and everybody's been through a ton of things, but there is so much good that comes out of it, right? And a lot of times you don't even know in the moment, right? But you look back and you're like, wow, I'm so thankful for that, right? I look back, I'm probably I'm so thankful for tearing my ACL for that 3rd time and being like done playing football, right? Even though that was my life and it was the worst thing that could ever happen to me in the moment, it ended up being one of the greatest things for me, right? And I'm so grateful for it. There was so much good that came from it, right? So one thing is that like there's always going to be good that comes from it. Like God's got a plan no matter what, right? And secondly, it's like you have the ability to respond and you can choose how you respond. And there's always going to be some good if you look for it, right? But yeah. So what do you think, Erica?
I loved it. Yeah, very inspiring. And I feel like I very much resonate with what you're saying. Adversity is a good thing, whether you recognize it or not. And I like that you had that perspective of if you seek out the good in the bad situations, it really changes how you interact with people, yourself, like how you treat yourself, and mind, body, and soul is all connected. So it's all part of a healing process.
100%, right? Alex Hormozy talks about like there's no way you can lose unless you quit. Like that's literally the only way you can lose. And Jocko talks about like got beat, right? Good, you learned. And it's like even in sports too, right? Like I remember when we would lose, and I was just always so excited for like Coach Sweeney's post game talks because he always had the best perspective and he was all positive. Like, oh my gosh, we're gonna take so much from this. We just played terrible right here. We can work on this. We got exposed right here. We can get better at this. And I feel like that's so cool, and that's just all part of life. You know, you can learn, right? And there's no way you can lose unless you quit, right? But yeah,
Yeah, Matt, I just finished this book, Man's Search for Meaning. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
Man's Search for Meaning.
Yeah, it's a really good book. It's a guy who was a psychologist who got put in a concentration camp during World War II. And so he was like, all right, I'm going to basically study why certain people live and why certain people die while I'm here. And he basically boiled it down to those who could make meaning out of their suffering. Those are the ones who survived. The ones who didn't, they all died. So, you know, if people are like, why me? You know, why did this happen to me? Or I'm not strong enough, or all of those people died, but the people who went through some of the most horrific things you can go through, you know, starvation, seeing loved ones die, you know, sitting in a camp, the only ones that made it through were those who were able to make meaning out of what they went through,
Yeah.
and they all saw it as a positive experience for their life, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, it's a really good book.
Yeah, 100%. Like the whole saying of like you gotta understand your why. Like what's your why? You know, and it could be multiple things, right? But yeah, I would challenge everybody to like really understand like what is your why? Like why do you do this? Why do you want to be better? You know, for me it was like I had so much like I wanted to prove everybody like wrong, and I also wanted to prove myself right because I was just like I was saying like, hey, I'm gonna do these certain things. I'm gonna be able to dunk. I'm gonna do all these things. I just wanted to prove myself right, and then also like I had a vision for wanting to like start this. I wanted to do. I felt like there was so much more. I felt like the body could do so much more, right? And that's when I was like, I want to prove that. And that was my biggest why, was that, and like just a whole curiosity of like how great can you be going through a bunch of adversity, you know, going through all these different things. What can the body do? That was kind of the biggest why for me. As well as always like, you know, you always have your parents too. I feel like that was a huge why too, is I want to prove them right. But yeah. And Kevin, I would challenge you. Like I want to chat with you later about this, but like let's dive into this, you know, and like what's your why? Like why do you want to come back and be better, right? Why do you want to come back and not be limited by this? You know, I know you probably have a few reasons, right? But that's going to be huge. And like what Luke was saying, the people that came out of that camp, right, and survived, they all had a why behind it. But yeah, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. Any other comments or anything from that? Well, that's all I got for today. That was good. That was good. If anybody has any questions or anything, you know, let me know. Keep crushing it. Erica, keep killing it. You know, Luca talks really high about you.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Sweet.
like,
Cool.
yeah, he says you're really nice. He said, yeah, he's like, she's always smiling. She's always happy.
Yes.
Good. Yeah.
Try to be.
Good. Well, yeah, other than that, keep crushing it. Kevin, we'll chat later. And yeah, we'll go from there. Awesome.
Sounds good.
Well, awesome, guys. Great talking to y'all.
You
Yeah, you
too.
too.
Thanks.
Keep
You're
crushing it. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.